welcome to the second vlog for November and for Knock It Out November. I think I filmed like a bunch of stuff for this and then I realized that it was backwards because if you saw my last vlog, I apparently switched my camera settings and then never switched them back. So here we are. I 2 days ago, the other day, finished Kingdom of the Cursed by Carrie Maniscalco. This was weird. I feel like I felt less excited about this the second time than I did the first. I did keep this at the 4-star original rating that I gave it. If you do not know, Kingdom of the Cursed is book 2 in the Kingdom of the Wicked series. That starts with Amelia, whose sister is murdered, and she is out to figure out who killed her, and accidentally summons a Prince of Hell, Wrath, and then a interesting murder mystery slash enemies to hate to love, enemies to lover-ish. Well, she's a witch, he's a demon, and a Prince of Hell, or a Prince of Hell. So like, it's, yeah. And they sort of don't get along, which I enjoy. So I do love their banter. But for some reason, this just did not hit the way I wanted it to. I don't know if it was just because, like, so book 1 is very much YA. Book 2 has a little more of the new adult elements to it, so it's a little bit spicier. And I just wonder if it felt a little bit like almost like 2 different books. So like there was the book and then there was the spice, and like, I don't know, but for whatever it was, it just did not work the way I was hoping it would. However, yesterday, it's Monday, the 15th. It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I told you all I don't ever know what day of the week it is. Never, ever, ever. But yesterday I started Kingdom of the Feared, and I'm actually really, really enjoying this. This is very much no longer young adult. I was listening to I'm listening to this on audio as well. And I was doing something else for a minute. And not that I wasn't paying attention, but like my brain had drifted off, and I came back and there was some, what's the word I'm looking to use here? She was blowing him in a boat. So, and it's explicit. It is explicit. So, and I was not, the other ones had, specifically book 2, had like enough where like it teased it, but it was still like, it wasn't explicit. This was explicit. I mean, I've read more explicit, but this is a lot more explicit than I was expecting. So that's an interesting thing. But I am enjoying it, probably because I think I'm starting, because like the first book was YA. The second book was like a bridge and mixture of because this is so very solidly in one category, I think it's making it's better. It's just better. It's just, it knows what it is, and it's doing what it needs to do. And so I'm enjoying this quite a bit. I am on page 109. I finished, so I'm on chapter 8. And so I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a good time. But that is this is what I'm currently reading. It is snowing outside. I am not a happy person. I am going to, it's the middle of the day, so I'm going to go back to work and do that. And then, hopefully get a good chunk of this done again tonight. And, I'm really interested to see where this goes and how this progresses and how smutty this becomes, because I'm pleasantly surprised by the content in this book. So, because it was weird, because even though this was next on the list and this was on the TBR, I really am in the mood for something a little bit more at the moment. And this is thankfully satisfying that urge and that craving. So there's that. Also, this cover is so pretty. I don't have the other one near me, but like these colors, they just go so well together. And there's the purple. Maybe if the purple had been a little lighter. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go do that, and then I will update you later. Hello. It's a little bit later in the day, but I thought I would try to start this now, and hopefully we'll get, you know, a couple more updates throughout the night, and I'll actually remember to like do this. I spent most of the day working, but also trying to get Taylor Swift tickets and bailing. I wasn't actually on the, I made it to the wait list, and then had a Capital One card, and then they pushed it to tomorrow where I was going to the office. So we'll see how this goes, but making some dinner, and then we're gonna crack on. I'm hoping to get another 100 pages done so that I can finish this before Friday. We'll see how that goes, but that is the plan. So I need someone to be sprinting. I don't know if anyone is. I'm tempted to start my own, but I don't know if I want to. We'll see what happens, but hopefully we'll be cracking on with this. Remember how I was like, I'm gonna move and then all of my updates won't be on my couch? I lied. But I tried. Everything, it's all so far away. Everything I need is right here. Anyway, hello. It is Saturday the 18th. It's the 19th. The 19th. I can't enunciate to save my life sometimes. And I figured I would wrap this up because I don't even know how much content I have for this vlog. It's probably not a ton, but things are still a little crazy, so I haven't had a chance to do any kind of updates in the last few days. I think the next update is that I have finished Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the third book in the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it a lot more than the other two, I think. Part of my, and this is 100% nothing to do with the book, is that I was listening to these on audio while doing other things. And so, at least for this last go through, like, I wasn't able to be as immersed in the story as I would have liked to have been. So I think some of it, if I wasn't sitting down with the book, reading along with the audio, I wasn't as immersed in the story. So I was like confused sometimes because I wasn't really sure what the hell was going on because I had just not been paying attention. I think the strength of this is that it went full to adult versus young adult. It has a little bit, it's a little bit darker. It's definitely smuttier. And I think that really helped it. But I think a lot of the experience had to do with the way I was reading it, which again is not a fault of the book, but mine. So there's that. I did give this 4 stars. I've completed a series. So that is one thing down. If I remember, I will put the bingo board update here. So final book support group starts in 2 days. I was going to read For the Throne by Hannah Wynne. I was like ready to go. And despite the fact that For the Wolf was one of my absolute, is going to be in probably my top 5, top 10 this year, it's apparently everything about the story has wiped itself from my brain, and I do not remember what happened outside of like a very basic kind of overarching plot. So I sat down to read this and was like, I don't know what's going on. And so I went back to listen to the audiobook of the end of the last one, and I still wasn't really sure what was going on. I think the problem is that I don't remember exactly how like the magic and the conflict and the way the woods is involved in all of this. I can't remember any of that. So I've putting this back onto another. This will have to go onto a different TBR. Probably something early next year. I think what I'll end up doing is reading both books back to back at some point, because I loved For the Wolf. My brain just did not retain any of the why. So we're going to have to go back and revisit that. So that was all I had planned for this vlog. So I am actually going to wrap this up here and going to start final book support group just a little bit early. The only other book on my TBR for the month is not something I'm in the mood to read right now. I have been lazy all day. I finished watching, what are they calling it? The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself, which I did not realize until like 1 or 2 episodes in is actually an adaptation of Half Bad by Sally Green, which I hated. I Hated that book. I don't remember when I read it. I think I gave it 2 stars. I didn't understand how to DNF back then. So, the movie or the show, I think there's more coming, is fine, but I think I had, you know, I plowed through all 8 episodes, but like I was into it before I realized what it was. 'Cause I was like, wait, this feels familiar. And then I went and like, and it has the way the title set up is like half bed colon and then this thing, and I was like, what does, and then I looked it up and I realized what it is. But I finished that and then went to read For the Throne, and I'm sad that I was really excited about that, but I definitely do need to reread the first book. So I'm gonna wrap this up here. Comment down below and let me know how your reading is going. Are you participating in Knock It Out November? In which goals have you set, and how are you accomplishing them? This will complete another finish of the series with King with the Feared, unfortunately. But as long as I finish this, which is next, this and the tiny novella that goes with it, I will have finished 10 series for the year. So I'm still on track to accomplish all of the goals that I had set up. I just needed to put that specific book on hold, and if I need to find a different book that finishes the series, I'm sure I've got plenty. Please like this video if you've liked it, and subscribe if you have not already. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.